Season 12 has finally arrived, and we got the long-awaited Maggie to the Apex games. So today I have the Apex Legends Season 12 tier list, where I go over my predictions for the brand new season, and my advice on who to go within the brand new season of Apex Legends. Just before we get started, please remember that this is my opinion, everyone has their own, so if you don't agree with what I said, that's fine. Just don't spread negativity and please keep it civil in the comments down below. As well as that, I also have the Season 12 Apex Weapons tier list, so if you want to see that, the link is in the description too. So if you've never seen the tier list before, we start off at C tier, which is the bottom tier, and we work up all the way to S tier, which is the best. This video also has chapters, so you can skip to see to where your legend is. Starting us off in C tier, from worst to best, we have Mirage, Caustic, Fuse, Rev, and Say. Now Caustic has had a nerf this season and it's going to be game changing for Caustic mains. Usually when you see gas traps, before you set it off, you can shoot the bottom and the trap will disappear. If you shoot the bottom when the gas trap has been set off, you can't get rid of it until the gas disappears. This is no longer the case. You can shoot the bottom of the gas trap when gas has been set off and the gas will disappear. So even when a trap is active, you will be able to get rid of it. This means that Caustic will not have the same effect as he used to. He can still work, but it really isn't looking good for Caustic this season. Say is down at C tier, but he's at the top, as he's a great recon legend, but due to some buffs as other legends, he has to be put lower, and we will get onto that very soon. In B tier, we have Rampart, Bangalore, Loba, Lifeline, and finally, Watson. Bangalore is down as B tier, as to me, she used to be one of the best, well-balanced legends in the game. And she still kind of is. But other legends just shine much more than her, and in high levels of ranked, she just isn't really that usable. She's a very good legend in terms of her kit, but all other legends are just able to outplay her much easier, and also Bangalore is pretty easy to counter. Her ultimate doesn't really do damage, but if you use it correctly, which is to use it to push an enemy team, there's so many legends where they have abilities that can make them gain height in a short amount of time. Her ultimate is basically useless in higher ranks. Lifeline for me isn't as good as she used to be. Her ult is great at the very first time, as your team is constantly looking to get an upgrade, but after the first ult, there's not much point in using it apart from as a temporary cover. Also with her res, even though her drone does it, which is great, most of the time you end up just getting thirsted anyway. So yeah, Lifeline to me isn't as good as it used to be. Her ult is only really good after one use, and you usually just end up getting thirsted before the drone can res you anyway. Watson has been bumped up the list by quite a lot this season, and that's because of the Caustic nerf. She's now at the very top of B tier because of the Caustic nerf. She is now the best legend to hold a building. She's the best legend practically to use to hold an area or hold a building in ranks. Caustic used to hold that, and we'll get on to Gibby pretty soon. She's one of the best, if not the best, defensive legend right now. I won't be surprised if Watson is used a lot more now. Yes, Caustic is great for endgame to cover the final circle with gas, but in terms of holding down location, Watson has the lead for me. A tier is next, and this consists of Ash, Bloodhound, Crypto, Wraith, Horizon, and Maggie. For the first time ever, Crypto has been placed in A tier, and this is because of one of the buffs that he's been given. One of the buffs is that he can throw his drone like a frag. The drone can stick to walls and act as a camera, but it can also be used to set off his EMP. He can set off his EMP now in this season without being in control of his drone. This is huge, as he can throw his drone into the fight and EMP like an EMP grenade would do. This makes Crypto a lot more aggressive and in the fight more, which is what we love to see. His buff also pairs amazingly with Caustic's nerf. And this is because of what I said before. Watson is now the best legend to hold down a building or a part of an area of a map. And Crypto, with this massive buff, is going to be able to wipe out so much Watson fences. It's going to be unreal. For me, Crypto is going to be a staple in the brand new season, especially ranked. It's going to be great to see what comps we have in ranked this season, as ranked is going to be like a total different game, and especially how the pros use it in the ALGS. Wraith is also sitting as A tier, and the reason for this is for the past few seasons, I believe she's been very balanced. She's not OP, she's not underpowered, she's just perfect. She's in a perfect position and a legend can be in. She's a blast to play, she can work out in a lot of team comps. She isn't annoying to have in your team, and she isn't annoying to play against. Now, let's talk about the brand new legend, Maggie. Wow, she's sitting at the very top of A tier, and it is just the start of the season though, and she's already at the very top of A tier for me. But she is a very strong candidate for S tier. Well, first off, she has two passives. Once she's dealt damage to a legend, she's able to see where the legend is and track them down. She also has a passive where she can run faster when she's using a shotgun too, which is huge. It doesn't seem to be much of a speed boost, more of you can run the same speed you would be if you were holstering your weapons, but with the shotgun, if you get me. But her attack is where it gets a little bit crazy. Her attack, as we all know, can burn through cover and make people move, but in the gameplay trailer, as we all saw, she can burn through Gibby's dome, and this is huge. She's the first real legend to be able to counter Gibby, especially his dome. Yeah, you have Crypto, who can get rid of his dome, but Maggie's the first real one where you can fully counter it. It doesn't just get rid of the dome, it also damages the people inside, and it also just kind of makes the dome not usable anymore. The other reason why Maggie isn't put up to S tier for me is that because you will be able to move into the middle of the dome and not get hurt. It only just seems to be around a little range of how far the thermite, the breach can actually reach. So you will be able to move to another side of the dome and res, but is it worth wasting that time getting the res? See, we'll have to see how it works out in comp, but for me, she's a very strong candidate for S tier, but for now, she's A tier. But this ability alone will affect comp in a huge way. We've got to see some crazy comps in the brand new rank season, as I said before, but we love to see it. It's something new and something refreshing. Finally, moving on to S tier, we have some of the best legends to play in Season 12 of Apex Legends. Starting us off will be Gibby, Pathfinder, Octane, and finally Valk. Gibby is in the firefight right now. He's an amazing legend and continues to be so, but the introduction of Maggie has hurt him, but not enough to put down to A tier in my opinion. He's still in S tier, but he's at the bottom now. For me, he was at the top, but now he's at the bottom of S tier. And this is because of the introduction of Maggie. With Maggie and Crypto now both being able to counter his dome, it kind of makes him less viable. Obviously, that could be 2 out of 3 legends on a team that can totally wipe out his dome. But it's not like a nerf to his dome where his dome has a certain amount of health or something like that. It's only 2 specific legends where his dome is actually countable. So for me, he's still an S tier legend. He's still very well to play. He's still very viable to use. If you saw this tier list on screen now, you will know that Octane, for me, is the best movement legend in Apex Season 11. But nothing has changed to him in Season 12, so for me, he still seems to be at the very top. Octane is practically great for every single situation. He's a great solo player, he's a great team player, he can get himself in and out of fights, he can get his team in and out of the fight, and he can also allow his teammates to use some movement tech. As you know, tat strafing has not been removed this season, but if you didn't know, punch boosting has, but that's a topic for a whole different video. Valk has been dominating the ranked scene, and I believe she will continue to do so. Her ultimate be able to get from one side of the map to the other, and especially now we've got Kings Canyon, which I think is a rank split 2 of this season. Kings Canyon is quite a relatively small map compared to the other ones. She's got to be able to get from one side of the map to the other in a very short amount of time with her ultimate. There isn't any reason for me why she wouldn't be at the top of the list. The other reason why she wouldn't be is for the same reason as Caustic. If she got a huge nerf like Caustic, this season she'd be put down, but she's the exact same this season as she was last season. She was dominating last season, so I'm pretty sure she's going to be dominating this season, if not more. That's going to call it today's video, guys. If you found this video helpful and or entertaining in any way, shape or form, then make sure to go down below and drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe to be entered into the next subscriber shout out in my next video. Thank you guys for your continued support. Once again, it's been my pleasure, and until next time, keep dominating, legends.